Welcome to my 69 series with James Summers. This is literally 69. Page 69. No context, no protection. Hemoglobin Insecure, page 69. The priest, feeling more pain, decided to lay down. He raised his knees, placed them together, and swung them around, twisting his body until he was lengthwise in bed, then inhaled deeply, trying to catch his breath. I also knew you would choose the dates, even though they were not your fancy, Knudsen said with sadness in her voice. Breathing a bit easier now, the priest almost thought things were settling down, that he was feeling better. He was, he thought, feeling better. Clapping her hands together twice, and confident that the opium was taking effect, she paused before looking over her left shoulder, smiling. 3 figures entered, dressed from head to toe in sheer black, loose-fitting, see-through linen. Again, they were dressed in the finest, with gold thread in their robes as well. The figures danced as if floating through the air, going their separate ways at first, with exaggerated hand gestures, bending and twisting their wrists, arms, their bodies. They bound through the air, this way and that, until converging upon the priest. And Knudsen watched on with satisfaction. Again she clapped her hands. 2 more handmaidens entered. These were dressed in white, total opposites of the 3 figures that still danced around the priest's bed. One brought a tray with a few cups on it and a picture of wine. The other held assorted fruits and some fresh-baked bread. You should really learn how to control your drink, Knudsen said with sarcasm, continuing to smile. The priest found it difficult to move at all by this point. He wanted to turn his head, to speak, even to move his hand to draw attention, to make his point. But he could not. Indulgence to excess will be the death of you, my friend, my priest, as it was to the others. Motioning to her right, the 2 women in white slightly bent forward and backed away until they pressed against the cold stone walls. It was easy to tell the women were uncomfortably cold from their breasts that could surely escape if the nipples, which were now hard and pronounced, had anything to say about it. Glancing at the 2, she gave them a smile and then turned to the priest. Standing up, she slowly walked over to the foot of his bed. More than a simple hint, or kenret, the 3 wore many hats, performing numerous roles for their queen, and their queen only. They were assigned to her. The snot kim, or dark-breasted ones as they were called, belonged to Knudsen, and were loyal to a fault, although no deed of their own. The 3 in black, simply called Hmt, or slave, Kinet, or dancer, or Sintkim, the dark-breasted ones, were never seen outside their eyes. They were disfigured by Knudsen out of malice, with the sole purpose of making them desirable only to her. The truth of it, Knudsen enjoyed doing it. She loved inflicting pain. Not even her husband, her king, knew what she had done, and how much she enjoyed doing it. Knudsen continued to watch the 3. Quickly. Do it now. Let's move. She angrily said those words in her head several times to the women in black. Turning to the doorway, but keeping her eyes on the 3 dancing figures, she shouted several words, which echoed down the corridor loud enough to wake the dead. Seeing 2 guards enter with their swords drawn, she paused. Behind them, Another closed the door. Yes, my queen, was heard from behind it as it shut. She smiled in their direction and turned her gaze back to the priest and the women that were still dancing around him. That's it. That's page 69. This is one of the books in my first responder little trilogy. There's more now. Books 2 and 3. Book 2 is Second Chances. Book 3 is Hemoglobin Insecure. Book 4 is untitled at the moment. Books 2 and 3 are ready to go, waiting traditional publishing actually. Waiting for that to happen. My site, peggylanders.com, has everything you need to read about the books, the series, what's coming, what's already been out there for everybody to enjoy. The site's a good balance of work and play. A lot of detail. You're going to have to look a little bit to find what I want you to find. Again, this is James Summers. I write psychological horror. My website is peggylanders.com. Thanks for spending time with me.